In Las Vegas tonight, the father of Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown is facing attempted murder charges.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I need to talk about in the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today, we will be talking about Jaylen Brown's dad. Yes, Jaylen Brown, NBA champion, Finals MVP, Boston Celtics. That Jaylen Brown. But this really don't got anything to do with himself. It just has some notoriety because of who he is, and it's his dad. Jaylen Brown's dad, Marcellus Brown, is a former boxer who first began fighting in 1989. He hasn't really fought in about 10 years because Jaylen's 28. So that makes his father in his 40s, almost 50, maybe even if in his 50s. So obviously he wouldn't be boxing no more. But they're saying that Jaylen Brown and Marcellus Brown really don't have a relationship. But Marcellus Brown is 7 foot, 300 pounds. That's going to be important later why I mention that. So what they are reporting Marcellus Brown did, he is being accused of attempted murder in a Las Vegas parking lot where he got into an altercation over a car ding. So what they're saying is, and I'm assuming they were parked next to each other, Marcellus, being the large man he is, hops out with his car door. He dings the car next to him. Obviously, the person who was in the car next to him wasn't too happy about that. So they end up saying something to Marcellus. Marcellus kind of brushed him off, goes to call him a bitch ass and tries, kind of like walks off. My man across to Polito, who is the guy he got into an altercation with, didn't seem too happy about that. So he, obviously this started with a verbal altercation, and the two then agreed to duke it out. While, they agreed to duke it out, while Toledo had his back turned, Brown whips out a knife and stabs him multiple times. So
ended up dinging his vehicle next to him. That vehicle was occupied at the time by Cross Tupola, a 28-year-old youth football player who stepped out to check the damage. Heated words were exchanged between the two men. The victim ended up asking Brown, who, as you mentioned, stands at 7 feet, weighs 300 pounds, and is a former boxer, if he wanted to fight. Brown ended up agreeing. As the victim walked away, Brown allegedly pulled out a knife. Witnesses say Brown stabbed the youth coach as many as 25 times, first to the back, then multiple times in the abdomen. In that police report, just doctors ended up describing his injuries as catastrophic. He ended up having a defensive cut in his hands as well as a broken rib. Surgeons had to remove a part of his stomach because his bowels were eviscerated, meaning that they ended up spilling out. The victim is in critical condition. I talked to his girlfriend earlier today. She didn't want to go on camera, but I did talk to, because she wanted to talk to her attorney, but told me that the coach underwent another round of surgeries this morning. And because...
So Toledo is currently in critical condition in the ICU. He I ain't gonna lie, he did pretty much a lot of damage to him. I'm gonna put the video clip in here, but I might have already at this point, y'all seen this. But basically they talking about he had to take part of his stomach out, his bladder was eviscerated, and it's just a very nasty scene. And also they said this in the clip, but Brown has a battery charge of insinuating bodily injury from like '08 or something. So he does seem to have a little bit of a history of this, but this is going to be worse than battery. You whip out and stabbing somebody like this. So yeah, first hopefully Toledo does pull through and survive, but it looked like he's going to have a pretty wicked recovery with the injuries that he does currently have. But not to shit on my man Toledo, not too bad, but they have reported he is like 5'9", 160. Why on God's green earth would you even agree to duke it out with this man? I'm 5'10", 5'11" myself. I weigh a little bit more than that. But why the hell would you agree to duke it out with a 7 foot, 300 pound nigga? What in your right sense? Even if Brown doesn't haul off and actually and stabbing the nigga was OD, because he could have just beat the nigga ass. So stabbing the nigga was already OD. But even if he don't, he says, okay, yeah, we can really fight, he might kill him during the fight off of sheer size. One Brown's already, he definitely ain't noticed. He was just, just mad in the moment. But Brown is an actual boxer, so he knows how to legit fight. And the sheer size of the man, he would have killed that man. Like, the stabbing shit was out of pocket, but even if he if he really got in that, he would have still ended up about killing him anyway. So I don't understand why he want to fight him and things of that sort. But and I mean, I don't understand why Toledo wanted to fight him, and I don't understand why Brown didn't fight him, because it legit would have been so easy to get bro off him. He really didn't have to try too hard. One hit would have got him off of him. Or he could have literally just grabbed and manhandled him. Like, he got him by over like 150 pounds. There was no like, this shit should have never, obviously, you know, somebody ding your door, you gonna have an attitude and things of that sort. But this shit should have never got there, because why are you even trying to get into it with a man this large, knowing decide how big you are? Like, the only way I would get into it with a man this large, if I knew I had that 5 coming. If I had that 5 behind me, I had that bitch on me, then yeah, for sure. Look, fuck it. You know what? But, nigga, if you are a sitting duck like it looked like Toledo was, he's crazy. But, yeah, man. But he, in all honesty, he's cooked, bro. He's cooked. You have, obviously, if Toledo does, you know, survive, it's even worse if he does end up succumbing to his injuries. Hopefully not. But you have several witnesses that are saying that you were the instigator of everything, not like the incident about Dean Carr, but the fact that where it got violent at. So you have several witnesses. You have a live witness who got stabbed himself. He's not beating this case. Let's be for real. So he really just crashed out over nothing. He crashed out over something he did. He dinged the door. Like, so I ain't really got too much to say. I just think it's crazy as hell he would even try to get into it with a man this large. But that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I just hit top bottom video, and we out.